Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those who are returning subscribers, thank you so much guys for clicking on my video, for coming back to my videos all the time. Thank you so much. For those who are watching my video for the first time, thank you guys. Please just click on the red subscribe button below and be part of this family. So welcome guys to another episode. This message has been bothering me for the past 2 days. Yeah, let's just get into it. So today guys, I just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about forgiveness. Are you struggling to forgive? Are you struggling to let go of certain issues, of certain people, of certain past hurts? Are they weighing you down? Are they delaying you from actually becoming the best version of yourself? You might be asking yourself these questions, asking yourself a whole lot of questions on how do you forgive. I know forgiveness is tough. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna come on here and tell you guys that you must forgive. It's very simple, just forgive. It's not. It's very difficult, especially forgiving someone who is not even sorry. It's quite difficult because you need to forgive yourself and you need to forgive that person. So those are the two parts of forgiveness. You forgive that person and you forgive yourself, so now there's just a whole lot of unlearning and relearning that you need to do. So I've mentioned in my previous video that when people do things to you, when people hurt you, you need to change your perspective. You need to change your perception about the situation. Okay, so that person could have caused a whole lot of physical harm, mental harm, psychological harm, like just any harm, right, to you. But if you change your perception about the situation, you would actually say that that person has taught you a lot, and not just say this person has done this to me, but to say that I have learned a lot from that person. I have learned not to trust too much. I have learned not to relax too much. When you read up on forgiveness, and when you read up on forgiveness holistically, even in the Word of God, you have to forgive. Because when you forgive someone, you're not doing it for them, but you're doing it for yourself. You're doing it so that you can live and experience that peace that God talks about, that surpasses all human understanding. And I don't think you will ever experience that peace if you're still holding back on some of the past hurts, your past experiences. You're still holding on to the trauma, the depression. Tyson, and she says that when someone hurts you, when someone damages you, when someone causes harm to you, that person takes power away from you. And the only way that you will take that power back is if you forgive. Because when you decide not to forgive them, they keep your power. Sure. How powerful is that? Like, how many people have we given power to by simply saying, I am not going to forgive you. I'm not going to forgive that person. They've hurt me. They've hurt my kids. They've hurt my family. They've literally destroyed my life. How many people are we still holding on to? How many people have we given our power to by simply not forgiving them? There's so much power with forgiveness that comes with forgiving. You take your power back and you become complete holistically, because you're not holding on to the hurts, you're not holding on to what that person has done to you. And it's very important that when you decide to forgive, you don't open the next door before closing the other one. It's very dangerous for you to tell yourself that you're not going to forgive someone and you still continue to open doors in your life. It's costing emotionally, physically, mentally. You're compromising yourself by doing that, by opening more doors in your life without actually shutting some of them. For example, let me just give a practical example, right? Let's say you were in a relationship and that person hurt you in that relationship. Do not open another door of a different relationship with another person without actually closing the previous door with your previous partner. That's the best example that I can think of right now, because many people make that mistake of moving on, whereas they know very well that the other door is not shut. How is God supposed to heal you from your past experiences if you keep on running away from those open doors, right? And you still continue to open more doors. You are harming yourself. You will never really grow as a person, because wherever you're going, you will cause even more damage to that person and to yourself. And it's so sad to look at a whole lot of people that cannot really forgive themselves, but they keep on opening up themselves to even more people. Like, you're exposing yourself to more people, to more environments, whereas you know very well that you are still holding on to the past hurts. Those experiences and those emotions that are not dealt with, they keep on piling up. And the day that you experience that mental breakdown or that physical breakdown, everything will just come trembling down, and you won't be able to cope. Very important that you deal with your past hurts, you deal with your past experiences, not for somebody else, but for yourself, and for you to actually get to that self-actualization, self-harmony, and you are content with yourself. Because it pains me to see people who always want to be around people because they're so frustrated to live all by yourself, because you know that your thoughts and your inner person is not at peace, and that inner person is such a monster that you run away from, and you constantly want to be around people so that you can self-destruct. But one thing that I love and that I appreciate about life is that either way, you will have to live in your thoughts one way or the other. And especially when you go to bed, right? Now you start to think about a whole lot of things. That's why it's so important that you live your life and you take care of your mental health, your mental state, because you have to live there every single day of your life. So a healthy mindset means that your heart is pure, and therefore everything that comes out of your mouth is pure, and it doesn't hurt, it doesn't damage people, but you speak from a point of love. We normally hear this in society, that when people judge, when people impose their own thoughts and their own trauma on you, it has nothing to do with you, but everything to do with them, right? So many people are damaged. So many people don't want to deal with their childhood traumas, don't want to actually confront certain situations in order to free yourself, to free your mind, to free your heart from negative vibes, negative emotions, and for you to bring onto that light, right? That peace that God wants every single one to experience. If you really want to know that you have forgiven someone, if you are given an opportunity to hurt that person and you decide not to take it, it means you're over that situation. You're over that stage where you just want to hurt somebody because they've caused the same pain to you. But if you are given an opportunity to hurt that person and you take it and you grab it with both hands, it means that you have not outgrown the pain that person has caused you, because now you want to hurt that person the same way that they have hurt you. I say forgive, not for them, but for yourself, because you owe it to yourself to forgive them, so that you can be at peace with yourself and you can accept that healing that comes with learning from that person, learning from that situation, or learning from that experience, you know. And there's something that psychology says, and the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. That simply means that in order for you to know how your future is going to be like, is to look at your past. Because if you have not dealt with things from the past, rest assured they will come back in your future and you will have to deal with them one way or the other, right? So it's so important that you don't just brush off how you feel emotionally, mentally, psychologically, and you shut it out because you're trying so hard to move on from that situation, right? But I say that deal with your demons, deal with the past, deal with your life going in cycles, because you haven't really dealt with the things that have happened in your past. Honestly speaking, I would say forgiving certain people and moving past certain situations is not easy. And humanly speaking, it's almost impossible to do it, and that brings me to my next point, to say bring God into it. Tell God how difficult it is for you to forgive that person, or for you to let go of that situation. Because one thing that I love about God is He understands, and He just wants us to completely open up and to be vulnerable with Him, and to tell Him that, you know what, I want to move past this, or simply just be frank with Him and just say, I don't want to forgive this person, I don't want to move past this situation, honestly speaking. But I know and I can see that it's causing so much damage to me than it is to the next person, and you want to learn how to forgive, so don't try and be that person that, no, it's fine, I can do it on my own, because humanly speaking, you cannot. There are certain situations that have compromised you, and they have changed your entire life. They've shifted your life completely. You might just say it's because of that person, and you constantly want to to put the blame on another person, and that is not healthy. You need to learn to forgive that person, to forgive yourself, and to ask God to use His supernatural power to help you overcome that situation. Even though there are certain situations that have compromised they've compromised you as a person, they've compromised your mental health. But I say to you that, is there anything too hard for God? Do not shut God out of your trauma, of your depression, of the damage that other people have caused to you. Do not shut him out. He wants to be part of that trauma, that depression, and he wants to take you out of that muddy place. Do not attach your life and your happiness and your peace and your joy, to other things, to the physical things. Set your mind, set your life on things that are above and not things that are earthly, because anytime they can move away, they can be damaged, you can lose everything. But for as long as you still have yourself and you still have your soul intact, then you can still bounce back from anything. It's very important that when God takes you out of certain situations, don't try and put yourself back in that situation, because we love self-sabotage. We are addicted to self-sabotage. So much humility that comes with you just simply saying to God, I cannot do this on my own. I cannot forgive this person on my own. I cannot even try and get myself out of this situation on my own. There's so much humility that comes with that. There's so much power that comes with that, to forgive this person, to get out of this situation. And believe me, God will step in and your life will never be the same. Literally, your life will never be the same again. And it's so funny that when God steps into some situations, some feel that your life moves from bad to worse. But that's what I love about God. He rearranges your life. He rearranges the situation and everything else. You might feel that it's causing even more damage than before. I know that very well. And this book, guys, it's teaching me a lot about that. So yeah, now let's move on to forgiving yourself. Forgive yourself. You have to live with yourself every single day, every minute of the clock, every single second. You have to live with yourself. And if your thoughts are defiled, then everything else that comes out of your mouth, which flows from the heart, it means that you are as damaged as your words. Challenge yourself to forgive others, to forgive self, and to accept that healing from God, so that everything else that you take out of your mouth, it brings life to people, it brings hope to people, it is kind, and it doesn't move people away from God. So it's very important that whatever that you speak it from a point of love, and you speak it so that people can be attracted to the God that you speak about. That is why it's so important. I remember I even spoke to a sister of mine that give people God. That's what people want. Give people God. And everything else that they are currently doing, it is not your business, but it is God's business. And how they're going to leave their habits and their way of living, it's none of your business. It's God's business. And how he's going to do that, it's also none of your business. It's God's business. Our responsibility is to give people God. It's very important that we forgive ourselves, because when we forgive ourselves, we will not project our own traumas and our own depression onto other people, just so that they can become as damaged as we are, or they can actually be the reflection of who we are. So deal with your traumas, deal with your past, deal with your depression, deal with every negative emotion inside of you, so that you don't find yourself projecting that onto other people. So yeah, allow God to deal with you internally, so that the words that you utter to people, they build, they give hope, they are kind, and they don't make someone else feel as though they are nothing. Yeah, before I wrap up this video, just remember that when you forgive someone, it does not mean that you need to reconcile with them. You need to have that discernment inside of you to know very well which relationships you need to mend and which you need to let go. So yeah, you need to understand that there are those people that have come into your life for a reason, for a season, and there are those that are there for a lifetime. And throughout that lifetime, they will make mistakes, you will make mistakes, which you will have to mend and move on. And there are those people that you need to really understand that they are there for a specific reason, and they need to teach you that lesson, and they will move away from your life. And that season, once it's over, there is no reason for you to hate. They were there for a specific season in your life. Accept that, move on, let them go. When your life keeps on going in cycles, it means that there's something that you are not learning, that you need to really learn and absorb, so that you can move on to other levels of experiences. So I mean, if a teacher is teaching in class, right, and you constantly fail that subject, obviously you will have to repeat it until you get it right. So it's the same with life. Until you learn from a certain situation, it will come in different forms, different shapes, until you actually learn and move past that, so that you can be promoted to another grade that comes with new challenges. So I wish you guys all the best, and I wish you guys that vulnerable relationship with God. I honestly needed to deliver this message because it's been bothering me for days now. So I'm so glad that it's out of the way, and I hope that you guys will not just watch this video and feel that your ears are enticed, but to practice everything that I have spoken about. And I hope that God will reveal even more when it comes to forgiveness. Let me love and leave you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Until we meet again, please don't forget to subscribe, to like, to comment, and to give me more suggestions. And yeah, until we meet next time in my next video, goodbye.